Beautiful, warm, sunny afternoon at the city of the Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos, getting set to host Indianapolis. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson. Colts and Broncos are coming up here, Phil.
Well, let me see. I got to do this quick. It's hot on the field. The Broncos are still rolling from their Super Bowl victory. And Andrew Luck, he was pretty hot himself last week in his game against Detroit.
Threw 4 touchdowns in a losing effort. Today's Next Gen Stats brought to you by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the Next Gen Network. And this game's being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Now, the Colts called heads. It was heads. And they said, you know what? We're going to start this game with our defense on the field first, which is interesting because they've got all kinds of health issues with that defense.
I'm going to put my offense out there. They were rolling last week.
McAfee boots it. And that is far from being able to be returned.
But that's just me.
Well, let's see what happens with this first possession for the man getting his second career start, Trevor Siemian. Drafted a year ago in the 7th round out of Northwestern, and he looked good in his win week 1. That was 10 days ago against Carolina. Had a couple of batted balls that were picked, but was sharp otherwise. Okun is the new left tackle coming over from Seattle. And Demaryius Thomas, he's been limited in practice this week with a sore hip, but he's up and he's ready to go. And he's lined up to the left side.
I expect this offense to come out fast and loose.
And right away, they connect with Emmanuel Sanders for 6, right in front of Melvin for the catch. David Perry, he's a big body, and he can stop the run. They're high on him. DeQuell Jackson was bragging on him yesterday. He's kind of the leader of this defense in many ways. So was Mike Adams. And Antonio Cromartie gets the start. Their normal starting corners, Vontae Davis and Patrick Robinson, are both out with injury. Second down and 4, and Siemian, great ball fake, and hits Sanders again, who is walloped, and it knocked both of them back. A gain of 14.
Great play fake by Trevor Siemian, and this is what I expect to see more today that we did not see last week against the Carolina Panthers.
Well, it was Cromartie who had the hit here in the helmet area, and Cromartie is still down. And this is, again, the biggest issue coming into the game for Indianapolis. I mentioned Robinson and Davis, their starting corners out. That's why Cromartie just signed recently, got the start.
Yep, the helmet of Sanders hit him on the side of the head.
They're also without T.J. Green, who injured a knee a week ago. He's inactive. So are there just enough bodies to be able to stop anybody? Here's who's out. Again, Davis and Robinson, they're starters. They also are without Trent Cole. He's a good one. Green, the safety, he's out.
Henry Anderson, defensive lineman, out.
He's out with a knee. Sanders, meanwhile, is getting examined over on the Denver bench.
Well, when you saw it full speed and we saw it live, he was flying across the field full speed. So that collision, Antonio Cromartie tried to do the right thing, throw a shoulder in there and protect himself. But the helmet to helmet put them both out.
You see Daryl Morris now comes in for Cromartie. He was one of the final cuts for the Jets and then just signed here in the last few days. He played last week. Here's 1st and 10. Third straight pass play, and it's Janovich, the fullback, with the grab this time and another first down, gain of 11.
Yeah, you know, it was predictable what they were going to do. I was talking about it because last week they played a defense in the Carolina Panthers that's big and physical, and you had to be careful what you were doing as a quarterback. So Gary Kubiak has been very good in his whole career. We saw it last year. We saw it last week. Getting the quarterback off to a good start, and it's a good start for Trevor Siemian.
Yes, it is. You thought they might come out and give this kid a chance to go up top, and now for the first time, they hand it off. C.J. Anderson had a nice game against the Panthers. He's got a couple. He had 92 yards and a touchdown on the ground against Carolina, plus he had another 47 yards receiving and another score.
Well, you know what? The competition is fierce among this Denver Broncos football team everywhere on the field. And C.J. Anderson, I think he, as Gary Kubiak told us, he wants to be on the field for all 3 downs. He's in great shape. You saw it last week. Looks quick. and very productive.
Sanders, after missing a couple of snaps, is back in on 2nd and 9. It's Anderson bouncing outside, and now high-stepping it for a moment, runs into the former Bronco Mike Adams, but a gain of 7.
Well, that time Michael Schofield gets the block, gets the run to go to the outside, and look, Chuck Pagano just said it plain and clear. He goes, if they run the football on our defense, we're in trouble. I guess that's the best way you can say it. Because they know they're beat up in the secondary. They need to be able to stop the run, make the Chargers get in some 3rd and longs to give their defense a chance.
They've got Demaryius Thomas in a slot to the left, and Jordan Norwood at the top. 3rd and 2 from the gun. And Simeon running out of options, and he is decked. That will be for no gain, so it's 4th and 2. And they could, yes, they're going to go after the 54-yard field goal attempt from Brandon McManus.
Tried to go to the right side. Emmanuel Sanders was probably held on the play, so Trevor Simeon, really a very quick decision maker. We saw it in the first game. If they're not open, he'll pull the football down and run.
McManus, 54 yards. It is. He had a brilliant postseason. Didn't miss. 10 out of 10. He made 6 from outside 50 last year. This one, however, it hooks wide left. So that means Andrew Luck and the Colts will have their first snap from the 44 when we come back to the Mile High City. So Chuck Pagano's decision to defer worked out for the Colts. And Andrew Luck breaks huddle coming off that 4-touchdown performance. Rallied them from 21-3 down to take the lead with a half minute to go, only to lose. The defense couldn't stop the Lions at the end. From the pocket, bounce it right off the hands of Jack Doyle. Luck's line shapes up like this. They invested their first-round pick in a center out of Alabama, selected 18th overall to give them an anchor. It's going to look like a pretty solid pick for them. T.Y. Hilton, meanwhile, Pro Bowl the last couple of years. Moncrief, he can put up numbers. Even Philip Dorsett, their 3rd receiver and their #1 pick a year ago. He had nice numbers last week. Frank Gore, the running back, on 2nd and 10. They pressure him, throws, and it's caught by Hilton. And he's able to scoot close to a first down. See where they mark it. They give him 8. Broncos defense, they were clearly the best in the game last year and have a strong chance to do that again this year. Derek Wolfe, look at all the familiar names back. The MVP of the Super Bowl, Von Miller. The secondary with Talib on one side, Harris on the other. Wade Phillips defense, returning 9 starters from the Super Bowl 50 championship team.
So what you're telling me, they're going to be pretty good again this year. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd and 2, and Luck drops back into the gun and spreads it out. Rolling out now and able to zip it in there for the first down. That's Moncrief. Gain of 10.
3 passing plays by Andrew Luck. 3 times he's been under pressure. Nobody open initially. That's what you got to do. That's what he did last week. Look, read it, see it. If it's not there, move in the pocket or run. And that time, that running let Moncrief get open for the first down.
Look at that, no opening drive touchdown in the last 26 road games. In fact, even overall, this has been really something that has troubled this bunch for a while. They have had a hard time getting started. First and 10, and a carry by Gore to the 35. In fact, talking to Chuck Pagano, he implored his team that, guys, we are done with this last-minute culture. And coming out swinging now. That's what we've got to do. Tired of waiting around.
Here you go. Look at the tight ends they got out there. This is what they're doing. Trying to make the edges bigger for the pass rushers. Keep this defense off balance. They did a wonderful job last year, Jim. We did the game in Indianapolis. I'm just controlling the pace of the game. So far, they've done it. It's early on the offensive side.
Handing the Broncos their first loss last year in that game at Indy, and that's Gore plowing ahead within about a foot of the first. In fact, Andrew Luck's faced him now 4 times in his career, and he's been on the winning side 3 of the 4 against the Broncos. Get the CBS Sports app for inside access to your favorite team. From the front office to the front row, all the coverage you need from every angle. The CBS Sports app, the place to go.
If there is a worry, if you're a Denver Broncos fan and the defense, 9 starters back, but they missed one big one. Malik Jackson was a force inside. Missing him, can teams now take advantage of that and run it up the middle every once in a while?
3rd and a foot. Trying to squeeze through the hole, but he is ridden down by Shane Ray for no gain. And Darius Kilgo was in there busting it up too. It'll be 4th and 1.
Well, here he is, Darius Kilgo over the center. One of the guys that's filling that spot. For Malik Jackson, you need him, you need Sylvester Williams, you need those guys to really come through and make sure that you can spill everything out to the great outside pass rushers and the speed of the defense.
You said the word great. That sets up Adam Vinatieri. Amazing what he's been able to do, the longevity, the brilliance. This from 48. And Adam Vinatieri puts points on the board for the Colts with their first possession. He's now made 28 consecutive. The ageless Adam Vinatieri, good from 48.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. The new 2017 Acura MDX, precision crafted performance. And by Pizza Hut.
Already a little color up there in the trees in the mountains.
Yeah.
Outside Denver along the Continental Divide. So Denver misses, Indianapolis makes.
Well, start they wanted to take the crowd out to settle the game down. They did that 3-0 lead.
Let's get an update down on the field from Tracy. We'll get back with Tracy in a moment.
It's still sunny down there. She might have been sunning herself somewhere, you know. It's over there looking up.
It's warm down there. I was
it
on the
is.
field
Oh, my gosh.
20 minutes for kickoff. It is. They say it's, going to approach the high 80s today, but on the field, it is much warmer. Look who's back out there, Cromartie on that defense. He's lined up at the top. Fake to Anderson, work the middle, and another catch it is by Sanders. And it was Cromartie trying to defend, but 19 more for Sanders on his 3rd catch.
Just a play action fake. You could see the linebackers go the other way with the play action fake. Sanders wide open behind, and it's so limited. You talked about it, Jim. When you're limited with the defensive backs, you're limited what you can do, what you can call. So this is a great opportunity for the Broncos to really get this passing game of theirs untracked and do well.
To Anderson on the handoff, and 2 Colts wait for him, including Jackson and C.O. Moore. Give him a couple. Anderson all trimmed up. He was up around 240 last year, and meanwhile he's been in the 220 range. And you can see a little difference too in his step, can't you?
You could see it in the game last week. You could see it in practice when we watched him. And of course the coaches, that's the most important. They see it.
Donald Stevenson getting some attention here from the medical crew. Stevenson on the bench. Darian Weems takes over at right tackle. Actually going to move Schofield over to the right tackle position where he started in the Super Bowl. He's been playing right guard. And they'll put Weems in then at guard. So a little 2-man shift.
Yep. Depth, versatility. They got it this year in this offensive line.
2nd and 8. Out of the injury timeout. That ball fluttering after his tipped. And off to the races is Demaryius Thomas. And he's down to the 10-yard line. Well, the Colts got a hand on it, but Thomas was able to scoop it up and race 44 yards to the 10-yard line.
I'm sure Thomas was going, when's my turn coming? They caught him in man-to-man coverage. That really hurts the defense in a play like that. Perfect timing for Gary Kubiak to throw the outside receiver screen. It'd be like Peyton. He would have seen it and checked to it, but they call it this time. And Demaryius Thomas is going, yeah, about time I got in the game.
You mentioned Peyton. That's the first touchdown he ever threw as a member of the Broncos, was a screen against Pittsburgh that went 71 yards.
I remember it.
For Thomas and a touchdown. First and goal. Anderson, bullet ahead, and he's to the 5. And halfway there. Yeah, that wide receiver screen for Thomas has worked on a number of occasions.
Every receiver in the league is begging for at least 3 or 4 of them a game. I mean, the numbers have gone off the charts because of wide receiver screens. But when you have guys like Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown at Pittsburgh, you got to find as many ways as you can to get them the football. I want to start for the quarterback too. What do you think? 5 for 5, 94 yards. Pretty smooth, that's the word.
Second and goal from the 5. He fakes into the line. Back to the end zone and over the head of Sanders, who had coverage.
He had him
by Mike Adams.
Yeah, he had him. In 3 weeks, that'll be an easy throw. He'll just rip it in there. But when you're young, your second start, you got to be a little careful in this area of the field, and I'm sure that's why the ball, he almost just threw it away.
That's what it looked like.
But if he'd have just held it just a half a beat longer and then just let it go, because it's extremely accurate with the football, and every pass, unless it's tipped, is a perfect spiral.
So it's 3rd and goal from the 5. To the end zone again. That had not quite unfolded. Mike Adams came crashing in, and the pass headed in the direction of Emmanuel Sanders, but Simeon had to rush the pass.
Great timing. That's what it's all about when you talk about blitz. Timing and spacing the defense. You're thinking, oh, they're going to double the wide receiver. That's why Mike Adams is so close. No, he's there to blitz. Great job by the Colts defense.
McManus now with a chippy. He missed from 54, which ended a streak of 13 consecutive makes, including postseason. And now he starts a new streak from 23 out. Pair of field goals, 1 on each side.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. And by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network.
Kevin James returns to CBS tomorrow. But Kevin can wait right after the Big Bang Theory. Welcome back, Kevin. Only CBS.
You know, you said Chuck Pagano, let's quit all these lackadaisical starts. They've done a good job. The offense, formations, got them in field goal range, and then blitz. Coaches got to help the team get off the good start, and they've done it on both sides.
And touchback by Bray. Let's now go back down to Tracy.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Chuck Pagano told me one of the biggest keys today, handling the atmosphere. Not just the noise and not just the altitude, but the heat. It's 85 degrees, but it feels much, much hotter down here. And with an injury-riddled defense, rotating players, keeping them off the field, keeping them fresh will be key today. And just an update on Cromartie. You saw him go back in. It was a rib injury. He is good to go, Jim.
Okay, so, well, his defense so far has seen the Broncos advance to their side of the field twice, to the Indianapolis side, and hold them so far to 3 points. Now for the second possession of the game for the Colts. Down the field he goes. He had an open man. Hilton had broken free. They missed him. Let's take a look at our next-gen stats presented by Verizon.
The Colts, a deep passing team. They're the 3rd slowest in the NFL to throw the football, but the distance of the football in the air is the 3rd longest in the league. That was a good case in point, the play we just saw. Play action fake. It takes time. Give the receivers a chance to get down there. I think Andrew Luck, just so conscious of the rush, rushed his throw and missed a wide-open receiver.
2nd and 10. They go Gore. And he's got 2. Andrew Luck in his 5th year. He played just 7 games last season before his year ended with a lacerated kidney injury. suffered against the Broncos. He's been hit more than any other quarterback since he came into the league, and he's had really no running game to help supplement what he can do. In fact, they haven't had a 100-yard rusher in a game in 51 games.
Well, I think they've got this offensive line problem stabilized. It should get a lot better, and Andrew Luck has to play a different game at quarterback also.
3rd and 8. They give him the time, and incomplete. Well, that pass was between both Moncrief and Dorsett.
Well, he's trying to hit the guy underneath. Bradley Roby's on the coverage. Here it comes inside. And if Andrew Luck, if you say, okay, if there's one thing he has a problem with, that he will miss throws high. Very over-the-top motion, Jim. And when you don't time it just right, you're going to throw it over the head of some receivers.
Pat McAfee out to punt. Jordan Norwood is the returner. One of the things that happened in that Super Bowl 50 was that Norwood had the longest punt return. Look out. McAfee does a good job of getting that way, and he kills it. Absolutely kills it. Bounces at the 6 and goes into the end zone. They almost got to him.
I don't know how they missed it. You're so worried about roughing the kicker that they went, oh, he just goes by it.
Yep. That was Dakota Watson who overran it. Coming off a 72-yard punt by McAfee, net of 52. And more on this attitude change, trying to prevent this culture of, hey, we can come from behind. We're going to be okay. We've got Andrew Luck. What are you seeing so far?
Yeah, get away from that. Well, I like what they've done so far. The coaches have helped the players tremendously. Andrew Luck missed a couple chances in that last series. And look, when you're playing this defense, opportunities down the field, they don't come up a whole lot. So, but again, thinking of the pass rush, worried about getting rid of the football. Let them playing this Denver defense. It'll make anybody nervous.
The punt of McAfee's was a career long for him. The time that he needs. Simeon connects with Booker, the rookie out of Utah, for 5.
I'm not late to the story when it comes to Simeon. Watched him all last year, but look at this. A zone outside read, the great fake, moves across the field, and here comes Emmanuel Sanders. And the other thing that you always notice about Trevor Simeon, I've said it, I saw it last year in every practice, is that the ball is a perfect spiral. Trust me, receivers love it. They very seldom drop them when they're perfect like that.
There we go.
2nd and 5. Simeon injured his senior year at Northwestern, so was a little under the radar when they getting prepared, all the league teams back in 2015. Here is Booker, and the rookie's got 11 more. But back to Simeon, he actually threw for only 6 teams in the league and only made 2 visits leading up to the draft. One was here to Denver and one was to Cleveland. Well, and the Broncos had initially, though, sent out Greg Knapp to go work him out. So they were showing the most interest. He was hoping it would work out.
He was going to come here even if they didn't draft him. That's what he told us the other day. But here's what I say. What team, defending Super Bowl champions or a good team, would let a second-year quarterback who didn't have any snaps be their starter? There's only 2 that would do it. We're looking at one.
But the other one's up in New England.
In New England.
Yep.
They're going to play the best guy. And I guarantee you, as they were watching, Mark Sanchez was traded here. Everybody just assumed he would be the starter. I thought it was 50-50. And I'll bet you anything after 2 days, he's going, who is this Simeon kid? He's out here just... All the players watching practice yesterday, had about 4 of them walk up to me and say, hey, look, 13, he's going to be special. So don't want to go overboard here. Long time to go, but he's off to a good start.
After a 5-yard run by Anderson, 2nd and 5. And they go back to CJ. As they continue to operate with Stevenson out, injured on the last series.
You know, you talk about Trevor Simeon, then you got John Elway. He grew up in football. His dad was a coach. He's been judging players his whole life. And, of course, the fact that he's been part of 7 Super Bowls makes decisions like this a lot easier for him. He goes by what he sees, and he's not afraid of the What's the critics going to say? What's the public, the fans? He does. Hey, he's just got a great eye for football, great eye for football players.
Third, and we'll call it 3. And down the field, and open, should have been caught. Thomas unable to reel it in. He had a step on Butler. Throw was just a little too strong, but very catchable.
Yes, it was. Little inside switch to routes. He got what they wanted. Boy, Demaryius Thomas, if I criticize anything, just look for the football a little too quick. That slowed him down just enough where the football was overthrown. Look how they switch. Butler gets hit.
Riley Dixon, rookie from Syracuse, the new punter here, as they parted ways with Britton Colquitt. And the fair catch by Quan Bray after a 44-yard boot. Minute and a half to go, first quarter.
Like the legend of the Phoenix.
Well, Thursday night, we're headed to Gillette Stadium, the Texans and the Patriots. They both have won their first 2 games, but the big story there is going to be the quarterback position for New England.
Well, I was looking forward to going up there and see Jimmy Garoppolo, but Jacoby Brissett came into game today and did a really good job finishing the game off, or giving him a chance to finish the game off. And
Garoppolo had thrown 3 touchdowns when he injured his right shoulder with that hit. And they led at one time 31-3 and ended up winning 31-24. So again, Thursday night football on CBS and NFL Network. Texans, Patriots, we'll see you then. Josh Ferguson has come in, and now they bring him to the near side. Backup running back, split wide. Here's Luck trying to thread it, and it's incomplete. Trying to connect with Moncrief. Hit by Miller. Let's go to JB and Coach Cowher with an update.
Hey, Jim, a Jacksonville turnover leads to this.
6-yard Travis Benjamin touchdown pass from Phillip Rivers, his first of the day, 7 of 8, 55 yards, 14-0. Another fast start for the San Diego Chargers.
Chargers looking for a much better performance today. Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Tracy Wolfson.
All right, thank you, fellas. Back here, meantime, it's Moncrief who's hurt.
such speed on the defense. They get there before you can protect yourself.
2nd and 10. Here is Hilton. And Talib helps take him out of bounds, but a first down picked up on that play of 16.
Really good job. Great formation. When you throw over the middle against this Denver defense, so many people react fast to get there, and T.J. Ward mans the middle.
And a shot right underneath the helmet into the face mask, and they've had to live for the last 10 days since they played Carolina with a lot of people writing and talking around the country that maybe they're a dirty defense. 2 players got fined for hits in that game against the Panthers.
Well, listen, there are going to be hits to the helmet. I don't care if you're the cleanest team in the NFL. And I watched that game close. Yes, there was one call where they definitely launched and hit Cam Newton. But man, the game is so fast. Players are ducking, they're moving. We're just going to have situations like that.
Darian Stewart, along with Brandon Marshall, the 2 who were fined for hits that the league office, upon further review, thought were over the top, and they were penalized. 18,000 on one hit, 24,000 on the Marshall hit. 2nd and 9. Luck. Deep down the field, double coverage, and it's on the ground incomplete. That was Dorsett with Ward back defending along with Chris Harris Jr.
T.J. Ward, you saw him make the big hit. Now he is back breaking up the pass, puts his arms right between Dorsett. And even though they're playing the Denver Broncos, you can see this Colts offense and the offensive coordinator, Rob Chudzinski, they're looking for big plays.
Chudzinski, his first game as a coordinator was week 9 last year in the game that the Colts defeated Denver. He did some magical things at the end of the year too when they were down to like their 4th option at quarterback. He still won some games. That ball deflected on 3rd and 9 by Von Miller. And on the final play of the first quarter, the Colts will be punting.
Well, that time the right guard good just gets pushed back. And Von Miller jumps up and gets it, knocks it down. That was actually on Wright's, the right tackle. So it's not always about sacking the quarterback. It's getting pressure. They throw off target and get the ball tipped sometimes too.
So McAfee felt heavy pressure last time. This time, really no one on him, and he boots it down to about the 18. Norwood, who I was going to say before had that 61-yard punt return in the Super Bowl, the longest ever, did go for a score. That's an 11-yard run back after a 50-yard punt, and the first quarter has come to an end. Numbers from the first quarter. Denver amassing 132 yards of total offense, including 44 on one play. A little screen to Demaryius Thomas. The Colts manage only 47 yards. But 3-3, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson back here in Denver.
A little interesting game so far. Phrased it well. Colts trying to overcome injuries. And Denver trying to get this offense really rolling. A lot of yards. Not enough points.
They do not have Cromartie out there in the secondary. Deep drop by Simeon.
Beautiful.
And throws it right on the money to Demaryius Thomas, his second catch. Tracy, down to you.
Well, two injury updates for you. For the Broncos, right tackle Donald Stevenson, he has a calf injury on his left leg. He is questionable to return. And as for Dante Moncrief, he was just taken to the locker room. He is going through the concussion protocol right now. One other note, backup defensive tackle Hassan Ridgeway also in the locker room going through the concussion protocol, Jim.
Another Colt defender.
Rookie from Texas.
2nd and 1. And Anderson easily able to get that first down in a rush of about 4. With NFL Game Pass, replay every game this season, including playoffs and Super Bowl. Start a free trial today at NFL.com/Game Pass.
You know, that pass we saw to the outside to Demaryius Thomas, Jim, that's a play that's going to be there a lot this year for this Broncos offense because the offensive line's better. It's more aggressive. They're going to run it better, and we're going to see more single coverage on Thomas and Sanders outside.
They have Jordan Taylor in, backup receiver, and he is targeted here, and he's got the grab even though it hit the ground. They give him the catch for 20. He had position on Daryl Morris.
Good protection, nice pocket. Inside, steps up, no pressure. And once again, just that time, he just rips it.
Undrafted out of Rice a year ago. Was really a practice squad player. And when Manning was trying to recover and get back, he was working out with this kid. 1st and 10. Anderson slips through a tackle and rides with a couple of Colts to the first down marker, including Schofield throwing a big block.
Well, Schofield, but let me tell you, Weems, the right guard, 77, double team. Then he comes off and gets the linebacker. That is good work. And just like we said before, the depth and the physicality. It's kind of hard for me to say, but I've got it on the thing. Of the offensive line is evident. I don't like to go over like 3 syllables.
Am I going to have to bring a thesaurus up here now with you?
You might have to. Well, you can figure it out. You've heard it enough.
A Kentucky version. Here's the pass downfield. Oh, just drawing a flag. Thomas. That's first flag of the game, and the flag is on Melvin.
Little double move to the outside. Not much Melvin can do.
Pass interference, number 30, defense. Ball we placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Top of your screen, little hitch and go. Just rolls right out of it. What a job by Demaryius Thomas. Grabs the jersey.
That's automatic, isn't it?
It
you
is.
See that? That's 16-yard penalty.
You know, they were in a safe defense, but the move was so smooth and so quick, it caught Melvin by surprise.
It's 1st and goal at the 9. Up the middle. That's Booker, the rookie who you saw it in his first ever NFL game. his first carry, he fumbled.
Well,
and they have so much hope for this kid drafted in the 4th round. They let Ronnie Hillman go.
Well, a lot of teams, if you fumble on the first, it might take you 4 weeks to get back in the lineup. But Gary Kubiak said, nope, had to get him back in there. They got to use him. You got to spell C.J. Anderson. It's a long year. And running backs, the days of carrying it 30 times, that's over in the NFL. You've got to give that responsibility to multiple guys.
3 to the left. On 2nd and goal. Stay on the ground. It's all there for him. It's Anderson to the end zone. Boy, did Max Garcia clear the way for that one.
Max Garcia, aggressive, good blocker. The left guard. Watch 76. Pushing his guy into the end zone. The 3 receivers to the left made the Colts put 4 guys over there to cover him. That's why it was easy for him to run it in for the touchdown.
69-yard drive. Extra point is good. Well, it's already for Anderson, his 3rd touchdown of this young season. Just a little more than 5 quarters. We're sending our deepest sympathies to one of our greatest CBS Sports colleagues. Davey Finch lost his mom here in the last few days. Davey, a sports broadcasting Hall of Fame cameraman. He's broadcast some of the biggest images and most famous moments in CBS Sports history. His mom, Jean, his biggest fan. Our thoughts are with Davey and his family. Broncos with that one.
Whoa,
picked up 5 first downs, leading to the Anderson touchdown.
Every play looked easy too. That's what's got to be scary for Chuck Pagano and their football team. And kind of goes back yesterday talking to Von Miller. Super Bowl hangover. You don't get any of that feel. I didn't during the preseason watching him play. Talking to him, he says, man, we're still rolling from the Super Bowl. And I believe it.
His kick angled and draws yet a touchback again out to the 25. In just 2 days, NCIS's Michael Weatherly returns to CBS, and the new legal drama Bull premieres Tuesday after NCIS only CBS.
But to go back to what Von Miller said, you know, a lot of times you just, hey, the emotion, you're satisfied, you won a Super Bowl. But I really believe the fact how they did it, they restructured the team, they kept the talent, and there's so much competition out there, Jim, to stay on the field. I mean, there's backups everywhere. Everybody plays on the defensive side. The offensive line's deep. That'll keep you sharp.
Play action, rolling out, Luck. And that's a throwaway. He's 3 for 10 so far in this game. He's tried many times down the field, rather deep to mid-sized throws. This defense, its last 4 games, regular season and post.
Look who they beat.
Yeah, Roethlisberger, and then Brady, and then Cam Newton, and then Cam again. And look what they've done.
I'll tell you what they've done. Listen, they're so talented on the defensive side, but Wade Phillips just does a great job of mixing up. And we did many games last year where the opposing quarterback got the opposite of what he was expecting. That's always trouble.
Handoff up the middle, and that is Gore. And if that's 8 yards, he has just moved past Franco Harris. They give him 8, so with that carry, he moves into 13th all-time on the NFL rushing list.
Watch the center, Ryan Kelly. How about that from Alabama, first round? And well, you said it too, Jim. You passed Franco Harris. That's Hall of Fame stuff.
Oh, Frank Gore, 9. He had actually 1,000 1,000-yard seasons. Last season finished just 33 yards shy of his 9th. He's got some age on him, but he's amazing. Seldom misses any action. 61 consecutive games played. 3rd and 2, and they're after him, and they get him back at the 30. Von Miller, who had never sacked Luck before in the 3 previous times he had faced him, gets to him this time.
He lines up so wide, it's hard for Wrights to get out there. Watch, look how wide he is. So, but here's what does it. There's nobody to throw the football to, so they work in tandem. Sometimes the defensive line protects the secondary. That time, the secondary allowed Von Miller to get the sack.
Yeah, he might share it in the end with Derek Wolfe, but he was there first. And just after we had shown you what this defense had done against some great quarterbacks, and they continued what got them all the way to the title last year. And again, McAfee faces big trouble, but gets it off. And Norwood takes it across the 30. Shaq Barrett was down there in on the attempted block punt, which traveled 53 yards.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com. Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about. And by Genesis. Take a breath of fresh luxury.
This week, the Broncos launching their 2016 NFL Play 60 Challenge with 2 junior training camps. Nearly 100 kids from the local boys and girls clubs of Metro Denver participated in all those football drills and more.
Come on! 180!
Broncos drove it 69 yards for a touchdown the last time they had it. And they begin this series with a 4-yard, make it 3 for Devontae Booker. And more on this injury-riddled defense, Tracy. What do you have?
Yeah, well, Antonio Cromartie in the locker room now with a shoulder injury. That would be 3 corners out of this game for the Indianapolis Colts. And an update on Dante Moncrief. He has come back out of the locker room. They are still unsure if he'll be able to go back in. Jim?
All right, Tracy. Simeon with another completion to Thomas.
Boy, we talked about it. That's what you're going to see. One-on-ones outside. What a throw. But let's take a look at Trevor Simeon's throwing motion. It's relaxed. It's compact. It's smooth, and it's borderline powerful. And I'm talking about his throwing motion, Jim, not your golf swing, which is pretty good itself.
Not powerful.
But look how condensed it is and compact, and he gets through the ball. You can tell. You know how I can tell? Because his right foot comes way off the ground. That tells you he is curled up, and he just lets it go.
Handoff this time to Booker. Folks, I've been hearing Phil marvel about that throwing motion since he first saw Simeon early last season in our first Broncos broadcast. And then, of course, we carried him all the way through the playoffs to the Super Bowl, and you would sit there and just watch him throw, and you figured someday this kid had a chance to make it.
Well, yeah, but, you know, I usually think guys like him get a chance. Oh, boy, it's a good thing it is compact, isn't it? Because Robert Mathis, if it had been a little longer, was going to knock it out of his hand. But usually 7th-round picks need miracles to get into football games, but we talked about it already. He deserved the job and got it.
2nd and 8. That one's too high. Intended for Sanders. Saturday, the SEC on CBS brings you the best game from the best conference. It's when the Florida Gators head to Rocky Top, take on the Tennessee Vols, and all the hoopla begins with college football today. Next Saturday on CBS. Simeon, the 250th overall pick of the draft a year ago. Of course, back when Andrew Luck came out, he was #1 overall. For Simeon, his first 2 starts go against quarterbacks that were #1 overall in their drafts. Cam Newton.
Wow, that's right.
And Andrew Luck. He's old Mr. number 250.
Oh.
The last time the Colts and Broncos played and Peyton Manning was not involved in this game was back October 3rd, 1993. The quarterbacks were Jack Trudeau and John Elway.
Oh, Jack Trudeau, good thrower of the ball from Illinois. And look at that shot of John Elway. What they used to say, you'd get the cross if you caught the ball and it hit you, because the nose of the football, you know, the seams, kind of famous. John Elway got that going, started the quarterback draw that we see in the league all the time from almost all teams. He was the first one to do it, in my mind, I think.
3rd and 8. And the stiff arm able to free him. That's Virgil Green, he was able to push aside C.O. Moore and travel 16 yards for a new set of downs.
Comes all the way across the field, and that's what makes it tough. You win from the start, and Virgil Green just did a good job. The outside head fake, it made C.O. Moore slow down just enough where he gets across the field, and pretty strong Virgil Green. What a player. Blocker, extraordinary blocker, and happy where anytime he sees a pass come his way.
First down throw to the flats. Anderson closing in on him fast was Clayton Gathers. Keeps it to a short gain of 2.
You know, I asked Chuck Pagano, and not that this is the time to do it right here, but you got a defense depleted. We've talked about the injuries today, the injuries they came into the game with. Do you ever think about using timeouts to stop the other team's rhythm and to rush your defense? And he said absolutely. He would be on top of that today.
Well, they're in rhythm now, that Broncos offense.
They are.
Hey, Peyton Delta. Peyton Delta.
And here's a timeout called by the Broncos. Drive it again, up 7. Coming out of a Denver timeout, 7 minutes to go, first half. And the Broncos with the football at the 29 of the Colts. Trevor Siemian has already thrown for 163 yards. He threw for 178 week 1, so he's almost there already. And he's hit 7 different targets. Cromartie, who we were told was doubtful, he's back out there. Norwood twisting for the first down and spinning again and going out of bounds at the 20.
Really nice catch by Norwood, but the defense, Chuck Pagano, we talked about it. He knows they're limited. So what do when you're limited? You play it safe, and look how long it takes for somebody to get into the picture to tackle Norwood.
And Norwood becomes the 8th different Bronco to make a to have a catch in this game. Well, you're talking about receivers here, Phil, or cornerbacks that not only didn't make the Colts roster, but in some cases they were the final cuts at the Jets, at New England, etc. That ball is intercepted. Nope. That is Butler, who falls to the ground. He was off to the races, off the pick. Here's Darius Butler.
I think he came in with a bad ankle. They got the right call on. They got the screen. It's set up.
The ball kind of slipped there for a moment, Phil. Look at Butler make the play on it.
Oh my gosh, he had to blow his hamstring out, but he goes to the ground and gives himself up.
You know, when Siemian was picked week 1 a couple of times, they were all passes right along the line of scrimmage.
That's right. Well, one got tipped. It was a screen, just like that. You know, everybody's throwing the screen so much around the league. Defenders getting smart, making it a little more difficult than it was the last few years.
So the Colts defense comes up with a play. And was it almost intercepted right back to Lieb, trying to take it away from Bray. But Bray is the one who comes away with it at the 48 of the Broncos.
Wow. Keep to Lieb, good coverage. Got a little jersey. It's a good job. Good throw by Andrew Luck right into the body of Bray. That way, going to the ground, he can control it.
Good job by Bray, out battling him for it. 2nd and 3. That's Gore, and he's got a first down.
Well, Frank Gore needs to be a big part of this game today. We talked about just to settle it down, to have some runs, to keep the situations right, to run the clock, to shorten the game.
Well, his offensive coordinator goes way back with him. Rob Chudzinski was on the University of Miami staff way back when Gore arrived there for the Hurricanes. Now his 12th year in the league. They take it to him here. Ward In on Luck, who was able to get it away just barely. The safety blitz.
Up near the line of scrimmage, Andrew Luck's going to see that. T.J. Ward coming to the outside. And listen, Wade Phillips, if he doesn't like the way the momentum and the way things are going in the game, he's not going to just sit back and hope somebody makes a play. He's going to help them. The play before, he had Chris Harris blitzing. This time it's T.J. Ward. Really good job by Andrew Luck throwing the football away.
2nd and 10 from the Broncos 42. And again incomplete with action at the line. Jared Crick may have gotten a hand on that one.
Well, they kind of brought him in. They lost Malik Jackson, so Jared Crick, Gary Kubiak knows him well. Had him down in Houston, pushing the pocket. The one thing I see, Andrew Luck, I mean, I know it's a great pass rush, but don't be afraid to move when it's not there.
Luck is 4 out of 13 for 40 yards.
Couple throwaways, some batted passes, a couple misses.
3rd and 10. And the officials stop it. And just in time because Marcus Ware was bearing down on him.
First team timeout.
I don't know, you can hear a whistle.
30-second timeout.
Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB and all the crew with the scores and highlights and a preview of the Thursday night game, Houston and New England, all coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
You know, you watch this game here so far, though, Jim, and Andrew Luck, you said the numbers. They're not good, 4 of 13. And protection, it's okay, but they're always around you, you know, and they're always so close. It makes you nervous, hard to find the guy down the field. And, man, you know, the crowd noise, you're always worried about getting hit from behind, fumbling the football. Here comes the blitz. Maybe he caught it this time.
With the grab and the first down, Denver brought a lot of folks after Luck.
Luck saw it. The timing was not good. Darian Stewart comes up to the line of scrimmage. Andrew Luck alerts the offensive line, and that was a good job by the center that time, and good to right guard. Ryan Kelly, a rookie. Denzel Good, second-year guy, giving time to throw the ball.
Boy, they rushed 6.
Oh, my gosh.
How about that one finding an opening? Derek Wolfe.
That's the worst thing for a quarterback. D linemen that raise their arms.
That's Gore. Give him 2. And Tracy, we return to the sideline.
Well, thanks a lot, Jim. Darius Butler, who had that interception, we saw him go down. He was limited with an ankle coming into the game. It is a hamstring injury. He's in the locker room right now. His return is unknown, Jim.
If he was healthy, do you think he would have taken it all the way?
My gosh, I could have scored. Well,
don't get crazy.
Oh, okay. I'd have got close. But, he was gone.
I mean, Simeon did have a little bit of an angle, but he probably would have taken it all the way.
I think he could have closed that angle against the defensive back.
2nd and 8. Incomplete. Was going back to Allen.
Man. I said that just because the Broncos, it's just an all-out assault by their defensive front every play. You want to play quarterback in the NFL? Just watch how it's moving, people around you. I think Dwayne Allen at time felt the safety coming up and didn't get his head on the football quick enough.
Third down, and Luck goes down at the 34. It's the 2 edges.
Yep.
Ware and Miller who got to him.
What a pair. DeMarcus Ware limited plays, outside, who can get there first. Well, they do a lot of things together, so maybe they'll share the sack. But Von Miller, we know, was in the prime of his career. But DeMarcus Ware, how they use him in the right situations. And he told us yesterday he's felt as good as he's felt in the last 5 years, and it shows.
Vinatieri from 52. Vinatieri's kick is good. Off the net with ease. So Denver dominating in many ways. The yardage is 3-1, but the score is 10-6.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. Beer with your team on it. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Some of the pregame festivities here on a gorgeous day in the Mile High City. There you go. 234 to 73 yards.
Butler didn't pull that hamstring to be 10-10 too, so.
And McAfee with another touchback. He's been the best in the NFL with touchbacks over the past 2+ seasons. He's got another one here. So 2:43 to go in the first half. One timeout for the Broncos. And Simeon, what will that do to his head, having thrown an interception on a short pass?
Well, it will affect me, but I'll say this. Last week he threw an interception on a screen, almost like we saw, and his first throw coming out was like a 22-yard dart between two defenders. So pretty cool customer last week and this week.
The handoff to Anderson. And there's a flag down. We haven't had many of those today. In fact, we've had only one penalty assessed up to this point.
Holding, number 76, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
All that on Garcia, he pulled around. Looked like a good block to me.
There is Butler.
You know, Jim, it always is amazing. We do this. I follow injuries or whatever. You know, if your ankle hurts, it changes the way you run, the way you practice, whatever. And I'm sure that it had something to do with the fact that he hurt his hamstring on an interception.
Out to the 25. That is Anderson. Paradis with one of those who helped open the way. It's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Paradis having a great first half.
Broncos lead it 10-6. Now the Broncos' one touchdown was on a run by C.J. Anderson, leading it 10-6. And this Indianapolis defense has given up a lot of yardage, but one touchdown.
Yep, that's right. They're hanging in there, and that's what you do. You just try to bleed this game. Keep it close and hope you can make that 1 or 2 plays. They had one with Butler to where you could steal the game.
2nd and 10. And Sanders has stopped a yard short of the first. That's Norwood.
Well, you talked about all the guys that were hurt, the secondary, Jim. He picked them up after they were cut from other teams. And DeQuell Jackson, talking to him yesterday, what was he telling us?
He's not even sure of everybody's name.
He does.
He's going by nicknames.
Hey, how you doing there, big guy? Hey, what's going on there?
You're good at that too, you know.
Yeah, I am.
Right, big guy? Okay. 3rd and 1.
Who's our producer? Oh, the big guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Bibbs is the running back, and he picks up the first down. Capri Bibbs. That's his first carry here the first 2 weeks of the season. It goes for 7. Had a catch last week, but this was his first rush.
Just a great double team on the outside. I told you about Matt Paradis, the center, along with Garcia. Opened up the hole. Big first down.
Simeon. Incomplete, and that was broken up. Going for Bibbs, but jumping in there and reading it was DeQuell Jackson.
Well, DeQuell Jackson, the leader of this defense, just said, listen, one thing we got to do is tackle. Last week they had a terrible week They gave up big runs after they had guys hit at the line of scrimmage. And I'd say overall today they've tackled well.
Ted Monachino is the first-year defensive coordinator. But Jackson and the rest of this franchise still having a hard time letting go of letting Detroit drive at the end to win. 2nd and 10. Simeon throws it away. Mathis was providing the pressure. Again, scores and highlights coming up. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher getting set to go through all those highlights and also tell us a little bit about the game on CBS and the NFL Network this Thursday from Gillette Stadium. The Patriots hosting the Texans. Texans today able to atone for their playoff loss last year to Kansas City. Beat the Chiefs today to go to 2-0. Patriots have won their first 2. Here's 3rd and 10. What a catch. And what a spin. That's Anderson for the first down. That's the kind of play that might result in putting points on the board before halftime. Goes for 11.
Well, that's one of the things we talked about. Good job. I didn't see anybody open down the field. Find the check down, and here's a missed tackle inside out. He overruns it. C.O. Moore. How about that? We've seen about 2 or 3 really, I think, nice catches today by the Broncos. That was one by Anderson that time.
They have converted on 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 8 on this drive. And now down the middle for another 7. Remember, they have only 1 timeout. That's Norwood.
Yeah, hustle up. No huddle. They still have the timeout. They're close to field goal range, really. They only need about 5 or 6 more yards.
The catch and getting back to his feet is Latimer. And there is the timeout. The last one.
30-second timeout.
17 seconds, no timeouts. You could throw it in the middle of the field and hustle. That's just about the time where you can kill the clock and give your field goal kicker a chance to get it a shorter try, but they're already in field goal range.
Yep, they're going to run and play here at 17 seconds, like you say.
Yeah, I think they have time,
even if it's in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's right. Just make sure you don't go out there and dance around and do everything.
Yep.
And field goal unit, be ready. If it was 15 seconds or under, I always tell you this, in practice you can do it fast, but in the real game it goes a lot slower.
Thomas at the bottom, Cromartie on him. Looking for Thomas. He's got the grab and they got him closer with a 9-yard catch. And that only took 4 seconds.
That's what Simeon knows the situation. Ooh, boy. Good thing that foot popped out. Throws right on target. Once again, we've said it a couple times, but you're down with defensive backs. They got to play it safe, play it smart, and give them room.
And Denver better play it smart here with 13 seconds and no timeouts. Over the head that time of Thomas.
Well,
that's going to bring out McManus.
Yeah, that's it. Indianapolis knew the only throw they could do was to throw it to the sideline, so you'd play just that. If they threw it in the middle of the field, first half would have been over. That was a good drive by Denver.
Well, the big play was the catch, the one-handed stab by C.J. Anderson in the broken tackle. 43 yards coming up. And the kick is good. Remember, they faced 1st and 20 at the start of this drive after the holding penalty. But they were able to get it down to the field goal range and convert this one from 43 out.
You talked about it on our Thursday night game. You know, the league has a chip in the football, and they're thinking about, hey, if these field goal kickers just keep swishing everything down the middle, they're thinking about moving the field goal post in. Competition committee. What do you think? You like it or not, that idea?
Well, it's just the percentages have been so high. But at the start of this season, my goodness, look how many missed extra points there were last week.
Yes.
I don't think it'll ever be changed, but they're just accumulating data. We've had a missed field goal in this game, but it was from 54 to give McManus a little break.
And of course, these extra points.
And of course, Gano missed a field goal at that very end.
That's right.
In the first game.
Could have iced the game.
Would have won it for the Panthers.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Patriots today. They missed a field goal to put the game out of reach.
Gosowski from 39, which is usually automatic for him.
It's the one position in football, like golf, if you're standing over that 5-foot putt, that nerves are an issue because you get to sit there and think about it. Everybody else on the football field, it's reactionary. You know, like your good friend Gary McCord, if he stands over a putt, he never gets nervous. He knows he's money.
It's automatic.
Right? Automatic, no matter how far.
Greatest I've ever seen.
He's one of the best putters from 2 feet in I've ever seen.
For bogey.
There you go.
So,
there's Gary McCord. There he is.
yes.
He's looking good. Trim.
His wife Diane, huge
here.
Bronco fan and a good pal of John Elway's. So, little kneel down to close out the first half. 13-6. Broncos lead it. Simeon threw for 215 yards in that half.
Colts losing 13-6 at halftime. I say they got to go in and feel somewhat good. They're in this game. Total yards though, 4-1.
294 to 72. But it's only a 7-point margin.
That's what counts.
All right, the Broncos head to the locker room, up 7. We'll send it back to the Verizon halftime report when we continue. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Back in Denver with the Broncos leading it 13-6. Colts will be receiving the third quarter kick. Let's take a look at the first half highlight presented by DirecTV. Well, it was C.J. Anderson following a great block by Max Garcia for the game's only touchdown. And as many times as we've talked about this Indianapolis defense, so depleted with injury, they were on that field 41 plays.
Wow.
Gave up almost 300 yards, but pretty resilient to only give up 1 touchdown.
Well, I think, listen, they're going to give up more yards in the second half. Their whole emphasis is don't give up the big play. Make them keep marching. Make that one play to make them try to kick a field goal, whatever. So in that respect, they've done a good job. Gritty performance, I think, by Indy in the first half.
You know, Phil, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we're all at CBS Sports proudly wearing the St. Jude ties and pins to try to raise awareness for an incredible hospital and cause. The St. Jude folks, they're just fantastic what they do to save lives. And today's Next Gen Stats are brought to you by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the Next Gen Network. We're going to try to force him into a return here from the 1. See what the coverage team can do. And they wallop Bray at about the 20. Falls forward for an additional yard. Tracy, what are you hearing at halftime?
Well, Jim, Chuck Pagano definitely concerned with his defense holding up down the stretch. He said we need to establish an offensive rhythm. 73 total yards, not going to cut it. As for Gary Kubiak, he said he is well aware of the Colts' comebacks, and he definitely made mention of that in the locker room, Jim.
Well, this is a position they're very familiar with, having, well, 27 times since Luck came on board, having double-digit halftime deficit. Not the case here today, but trailing by 7. Here comes the offense with a running play to open up the third quarter. Gore hit hard by Todd Davis. That's the fewest first half yards by the Colts in a game since November of 2013.
And you know, listen, there were more yards to be had for the Colts in that first half. But, you know, when you're a quarterback playing at mile high against this pass rush, it's going to speed the process up. It's made Andrew Luck miss a few plays, but the big thing that Andrew Luck has done, he hasn't made that big mistake, keeping his team in this game.
Gets protected this time, and the pass with tightly guarded coverage. We've got a flag out. That was Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 54, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
As Brandon Marshall flagged for that. Brandon, who this week met with the Denver Police Chief, Robert White, as he knelt again before the start of this game during the national anthem. Tracy will have more on that in just a moment.
Well, that was actually a good hold by Brandon Marshall. That was going to be a big play down the middle of the field to Dwayne Allen.
So it gives the Colts first down at the 29. Ware's coming on him. Look at Luck. Bounce around, and he's got an open field. Steps out for a first down. We've got a flag down back at the 20. And Ware is slow to get up. They keep him on a play count anyway with that lingering back problem he's had.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. He ran into Von Miller, which, you know, when you're two defensive ends that get the quarterback as much as they do, you almost have to have a plan. One go high.
Number 84, offense, 10-yard penalty, still
One
first
go
down.
low so you don't run into each other. Just watch from the outside. Costanzo tries to push him around, and Andrew Luck, great job of getting out of the grasp.
There's Doyle who's called for the hold.
Well, Doyle against Von Miller. Tight end against either one of these outside rushers or premier pass rushers. You just can't put them in that position. They are not going to win that battle. Very few tight ends can block elite pass rushers.
He's holding on to his right hand.
Yep.
So take away the 11-yard scramble, back him up to the 19. Shaquille Barrett comes in for Ware. Slides past the pressure. Throws on the run. T.Y. Hilton incomplete. Tracy, down to you.
Well, Jim, Brandon Marshall, you mentioned it, did kneel today during the national anthem, but he told me he doesn't plan to kneel the whole season. He said he first wants to make sure he's creating awareness and starting a conversation. He did do that this week. He met with Denver Police Chief Robert White. He learned a lot from him, and then also this week, he also pledged to donate $300 per tackle, one for veterans-based charity and one for a children's-based charity. Last year, 101 tackles. A repeat performance, that would be over $30,000, Jim.
Well, he just got fined $24,000 for a hit last week on Cam Newton. But yes, $300 a tackle to be donated to charity. Here's a 2nd and 20 pass incomplete, going back to Hilton, and Talib broke it up. Does this Denver defense look a whole lot different than the one we saw February 7th?
There are things I look out there and go, they might be better, because DeMarcus Ware, well, he's going into the locker room so healthy, but the speed of how they recover, I just forgot how fast they were, but it looks as good as that Super Bowl defense we saw last year.
Moncrief remains out here at the start of the second half for the Colts. Luck. Oh, there's a lot of room out here past the 30 to the 40, and here on 3rd and 20, he picks up the first with a 21-yard scramble.
Well, they never think about here, two safeties go here, and then watch it. Everybody's covered a guy. So nobody, of course, is going to watch the quarterback, and Andrew Luck is forced up. The spacing by the defensive line was not good. Big first down.
Longest play of the game for the Colts.
Run like that, you need to give a running play, let him catch his breath.
And that's what they do. Gore trying to cut back, but Todd Davis has hold of him. Tracy, right back down to you.
Jim, DeMarcus Ware in the locker room right now being evaluated for a right elbow injury. His return is questionable.
Tracy, thank you. You have had a very busy day and doing a terrific job of keeping up on many injuries.
Yes.
Shane Ray comes in for Ware.
I'll tell you the other thing too, this Todd Davis, number 51.
You like him?
Oh man, he had some game last week, and you can see one of the reasons why they had to change the defense. Malik Jackson, Danny Trevathan, they let him go.
2nd and 7. And working up the middle. That was Robert Turbin, held to 3. Yeah, it's Davis really taking over for the Trevathan position. They like Trevathan around here, but Davis,
sure.
I mean, a lot of similar results, it looks like.
Well, the results are the same, really. They are. But you got Von Miller. You got to find a way to pay maybe the best pass rusher in the NFL. So you're going to have to cut some people or change some things. They did it and still kept this defense intact when you talk about the talent.
3rd and 4. Luck had time, nothing open. Gets away from Ray. Now decides to heave it downfield, and it's incomplete. Got a flag on the far side of the field. That pass was thrown in the direction of Chester Rogers, the rookie out of Grambling State. Half thought for a minute that Luck might try to run for it again on 3rd down.
Holding, number 43, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, when a quarterback moves that much, receivers are going to change direction, and hey, your instinct, it's natural. Reach out and grab them so they don't get away from you, but overall, everybody was covered.
He was on Dwayne Allen.
That's where they called it, right there at the line of scrimmage. Hands were outside, grabbed the jersey.
That's the 2nd hold on the Denver defense on this drive. And a first down run. Gore has about 3 more, but that one.
Well, this is what Chuck Pagano wanted. Some consistency on offense, controlling the clock. Hey, 2nd and.
Hey, your defense was out there for so long in that first half, and now you're just giving them an extended halftime break.
That's exactly right. Can the Colts just make? They haven't made a big play today. They haven't really got anybody open deep down the field, which is what they did numerous times against Detroit last week.
Yep, 2nd and 6. And again, Luck has to slide away from the pressure. Open and caught. That is Dorsett with the reception. And the Colts can set up shop inside the 20.
Great job of getting away from the pass rush from Shaq Barrett.
Get both feet down.
Both feet down. And what Dorsett did, the football was in the air. He attacked it, so he made sure he caught it. And now Denver's offside.
Yeah, Ward was not even back on his side of the line, trying to run onto the field. So they got a free 5 yards, it looks like here.
That was a nice job by Dorsett.
Offside, number 43, defense.
So the
5-yard penalty, still first down.
30-yard pass play backed up with a 5-yard penalty, and that's now the 3rd Denver penalty on this series.
Well, a couple things. Dorsett, bottom of your screen. Look at this route. Well, let's just run a 30-yard out cut. Not many teams do that. You see him extend out, get his hands out in front. And Andrew Luck, the one thing he did last week, doing today, starting to move around the pocket more. Give those receivers that extra chance to get open.
It's a 1st and 5, and they go Turbin. Robert Turbin, who bounced around the league from Seattle to last year Cleveland. They dropped him on the Dallas. They didn't keep him.
You know, go back, Andrew Luck, we were doing the game last year when he got hurt against Denver. So all season, throw it on time, throw it away, move in the pocket, and he has to slide in practice when he scrambles. So they want him to practice like the game, quit taking the big hits, because they know they need him on the field to win games.
2nd and 3, it's Gore. Surrounded by about 4 Broncos. It'll be 3rd and short.
Boy, they just attacked the line of scrimmage. The linebackers for the Broncos, that's Todd Davis, just running into the tight end. They just...
Crowd lending support. Big disparity in yardage, but the Colts inside the 10 trying to tie this game.
I'd run it twice.
Looking to go up top. Got Doyle. And he's got the first down. Doyle, who was quite a factor last week in the red zone, targeted twice in the red zone and scored touchdowns on both of those targets last week.
Yep. Nice little formation. Condense it. Get them thinking it's going to be a crosser. Doyle goes outside. That's what you got to do. You got to be creative down in this area of the field. It's up to the coach to get formations and plays that can make the defense think just that extra half second to give you a chance to get in the end zone.
Turbin back in at running back, 1st and goal. Luck looks, throws, dropped. Turbin was perhaps going to score a touchdown if he held on to it.
It was tough, I'll tell you. It was a close throw. Brandon Marshall on the coverage. Well, he sticks it right in his chest. Yep, he took his eyes off of it, Jim. That's what it was. And last second, watch his head.
They've had the football for almost 7 minutes to start the third quarter. 2nd and goal. Toss to Turbin. Turbin's in for the touchdown.
Really good call by Rob Chazinski. Really good. A lot of motion, different formation, and the tight end goes way outside. Dwayne Allen comes back inside and gets the block.
Costanzo.
Yeah. How about that for a big left tackle?
Took out Roby.
Really good athlete. He comes out, he comes in, gets the block, and then watch the left tackle pull out. Man, that's awesome. Costanzo, very good pass blocker. The reason why? Because he's athletic. We can see it on that play.
Former 1st-round pick out of Boston College.
Oh, some drive.
Now to tie the game, Vinatieri drills it. A drive that had 2 plays of over 20 yards. The Luck scramble, and then the Luck 30-yard pass to Dorsett, and then the Turbin touchdown, and it's 13-all.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Voya Financial, changing the way you think of retirement. And by Old Spice, just thought you should know.
All right, back in Denver. Apologize for that technical glitch and tape freeze going to that last commercial, but we're back here with one concern, and it's a big one on that Colts sideline. They're stretching out Andrew Luck.
I wonder if that happened on a long 3rd down run.
Great defensive play made right there as Anderson is swallowed up there by a couple of Colts, including Mathis. And let's take a look at our next-gen stats presented by Verizon.
Football in the air. Last week against Carolina, they averaged 6 yards per throw. Today, they're throwing at 7.2. You go, well, it's only a yard, but it's a big difference. You can tell Denver is trying. They've tried many times today to get that big pass play down the field, but the Colts playing conservative, not giving it up.
Here's Simeon. Incomplete. It went right through the hands of Anderson. There was pressure by Mathis, who's in on these first 2 defensive plays.
The defense got a little rest. 2 good plays in a row. And also, Eric Walden was in front of this receiver. Oh, he got hit. That's what makes it go off target a little bit.
Robert Mathis still bringing it in his 14th year, Phil.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. He's, of course, not the force that he once was, but still solid defensive player.
3rd and 12, and they bring on the blitz. Pass away, and it's going to be enough for the first down to Virgil Green. Boy, did Simeon take a hit from Mike Adams.
Mike Adams timed it perfectly. Really a great job by him. So you're not going to be able to see him. He's going to come out of nowhere. There's nobody blocking him because he came from about 12 to 15 yards off the field. Simeon hung in there and put it right on the mark. That was a big play and a big-time throw by Simeon. I mean, everything going the Colts' way.
Just about to get the football back.
Get it back.
With one stop. Gain of 12 and a first down at the 35. He's underneath again. And it's caught by Latimer. His second grab of the game goes for 4, and we go to Tracy.
Jim, no real concern down here for the Colts on Andrew Luck and that hamstring. Luck was just being stretched out. He was talking with Brian Schottenheimer. Scott Tolzien, the backup, didn't even warm up. Andrew Luck now sitting on the bench, chatting with his QB coach again, Jim.
Well, 7 out of 20 for the game for Andrew Luck. But that big 20-yard scramble, Phil, you said, changed the attitude in the second half of this game.
Well, it's changed the game, no question.
Second and 6. And again, they're on him early. Anderson stopped right away by Zach Kerr.
Zach Kerr, big man. Man, is he a big man. Man, nicknamed him the Fridge. You can see why he's a good run stopper that time. Good speed just coming across the formation. And how can you cut off somebody that big? They couldn't. Good tackle.
And a loss of 2.
And the Colts, one thing, they have beefed up their offensive line and their defensive line. They're a much bigger team, stouter. Just got to get some secondary people healthy.
3rd and 8. They converted already on one long third down, but not this time. As it flags in. Flag comes out. That was Morris on Sanders.
Number 35, defense. Ball we place in the spot of the foul. First down.
And we'll see what it looks like. Morris in great position, and this is a tough throw.
Did you see something there?
Yeah, I saw nothing. Is that something?
Yeah.
If you see nothing, is that still something? Whatever. But that was a tough call against Morris. Very few times they played man-to-man. They did it that time. Worked against them.
Simeon able to split the defenders. Got a blocker in front. And he's able to pick up good yardage.
Knows when to run. He's done a good job in the 1.5 games that we've watched him being smart. If it opens up, take it. What did he say to us late last year? Gary Kubiak came to him and said, you know, you can do this. In other words, you can be a starter in this league. I want you to lose a little weight. And Simeon thought he was kidding. About, what did he say? About a month later, he goes, hey, I want you to lose some weight. Okay.
Now I know you're for real.
Yeah.
2nd and 4. Oh, nice piece of running here by Devontae Booker. And another first down picked up by the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos, nice job. Just the interior line. Weems has come in the game and really has been outstanding. They lost Stevenson. Schofield goes to right tackle. Weems at right guard. He's had a couple big blocks to sprung the runner.
And Stevenson out early in this game, the starting right tackle with a calf injury.
I was just thinking, I need Gary Kubiak to yell at me about that.
No, tell him that. Here's the handoff. And that is Booker for another 6. Backs up a 12-yard run with a 6-yard run. And the NFL continues on Sunday Night Football tonight on NBC. Green Bay at Minnesota in that new stadium. And then, of course, Philadelphia, Chicago on ESPN Monday. And Texans, Patriots on CBS, NFL Network, and Twitter Thursday. We'll be there for that one. Houston at New England.
Always takes a play to keep a drive going, to get you this whatever. So that third down blitz by Adams. Simeon staying in there has got him in field goal range.
2nd and 4. They're running with it now. That's another first down picked up on the carry by Booker.
Have you noticed that how much they're running to the right side?
Yeah, they seem to be favoring it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Including these last 3 plays.
Just watch him move forward. I mean, Paradis, the center, I know I've said it a few times. I don't care. I'm going to say it again. He's got it. He's been in the league long enough now. He played all last year, gotten bigger, just knows what he's doing.
Anderson back in there, and he's got good running room too for another 9. And let's go back down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, it just keeps getting worse for this Colts secondary. Rashawn Melvin, the cornerback who replaced Patrick Robinson today, going into the locker room right now. No official report. They were working on his left thigh. That is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cornerbacks out for the Indianapolis Colts.
This is incredible. Never seen anything like it. Second and 1.
I saw him running in. He was limping. Boy, great penetration that time. Again, Zach Kerr from the other side.
You're going to need to make a roster transaction in the middle of a game.
Really, it's just amazing. You practice all off season, training camp, this and that, and then just how it is in this league. Happens to a couple teams every year where the injury bug just happens, hits them hard. Say all this, it's still 13-13 though.
That's right. What a credit to them. 3rd and 1, and back-to-back big plays, stopping the run. Mathis and DeQuell Jackson.
DeQuell Jackson read this all the way. Mathis from the outside, but watch DeQuell Jackson just read it, playing it, gets up in there and makes the tackle, along with Mathis.
DeQuell Jackson telling us, I am so ready to get this nasty taste out of my mouth from what happened last week, losing that game to Detroit. So, 33-yard field goal attempt is coming up here for Brandon McManus, and he makes this one too. With just a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, the Broncos take the lead back at 16-13. NFL Play 60, the NFL's movement for a more active generation, encourages fans to get moving and play for 60 minutes every day. Run, jump, and race to Super Bowl 51 with the NFL Play 60 app. Download it today or go to NFLrush.com to learn more. You saw before kickoff, Broncos recognizing kids from the boys and girls clubs of Metro Denver for reaching their milestones in the Play 60 Challenge. Denver on that drive got down the field really on the ground with a lot of help by Devontae Booker. Leads to the field goal to go up 3.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see with another defensive back down. Will they try to take advantage of that? But again, the conservative defense is making it hard for them just to throw the ball downfield.
Here's Bray on the return. Good piece of running that time. And he falls at the 28. Luck, can he back up that last touchdown drive with another impressive one?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Warner Brothers Pictures The Accountant, in theaters October 14th. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Denver. The Broncos leading by 3. Denver has made it official. DeMarcus Ware is out for the rest of this game with an elbow injury, Jim.
So injuries hitting both sides. Ware, who's battled a lot of back issues. Here's a run up the middle by Ferguson. And give him 6.
They're going to miss DeMarcus Ware, and man, was he in great spirits. Just the off season, taking care of himself. He's battled the back problems, and you saw the Carolina game. He got about 2 inches off the ground and came around the corner and still made a sack. It's amazing.
Yeah, how he does that.
That's the mark of a Hall of Fame pass rusher when you can do stuff like that.
Well, Shane Ray, of course, was their first-round pick a year ago out of Missouri, and he's in there now.
He played pretty well last week.
2nd and 4. And that's Ferguson again. And he's chopped up early, held only 1.
Well, that last drive, it was work for the Colts, but Andrew Luck which we saw in the opening game against Detroit, using his feet to avoid punishment, get some big plays. That run kept the drive going on 3rd and 21, move up in the pocket. How about that? Find the guy across the field, make a throw.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter. It was a quick one. Denver leads at 16-13. We'll return after this message and a word from your local station. Quarter, Jim Nantz with Phil Simms and Tracy Wolfson. Our producer Lance Barrow, director Mike Garland, and all the crew. Should be a lot of suspense here coming up in these next 15 minutes. 3rd and 3 to start the 4th. And it's incomplete, but a flag's coming in. Aqib Talib bumped T.Y. Hilton.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 21, offense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Forget the bump. It's a hold.
It's a hold. You know, it's a big play. Wade Phillips blitzes, so you got man-to-man coverage outside. Grabs the jersey. You know, you put your hand up there. Listen, we talked about it Thursday night, Jim. You're a defensive back in the NFL, and they put you out there one-on-one. I just say good luck. It's the throwers and catchers. They're terrific, making it tough on cornerbacks.
1st and 10. And another flag brings this one to an end.
False start, number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
60 minutes coming up later tonight here on CBS.
Well, true to form, when the game is tight, the moment is big, the Broncos are not going to sit back. On that 3rd down play they blitzed, they were going to come the last play with a double safety blitz.
1st and 15. Luck's pass sails over the head of T.Y. Hilton. And Dwayne Allen almost off the ricochet had a play on it. Would you have believed if you were entering the 4th quarter that Indianapolis could be within 3 and would have lost 2 more corners, and Andrew Luck would have only thrown for 86 yards so far?
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't believe the score would be what it was.
Right.
I'd say, well, we got about a 30-3 game. So, hey, time of possession, yards, plays. Colts showing a lot of toughness, though, hanging in this game.
2nd and 15. Set up a screen. Ferguson, who slipped, was trying to cut around Chris Harris.
Just too fast, Jim. That's all it is. Did you see how fast that just went away? They had to.
It looked like it was there for a second, you thought, huh?
I think, oh, it's going to be a good play. Look at the defensive line. No, they're coming upfield. You got it. And then Chris Harris, who is probably the best slot cover corner in the NFL, as tough as they come, good tackler too.
Third and 15. And it's intercepted by Talib. Sidesteps one tackle and down the sideline he goes. It's Talib for his 9th career return touchdown.
Look, we know when you play Denver, here he is. Watch him just read the quarterback, Aqib Talib. Sees the receiver, sees the quarterback. Oh, and then he makes a terrific break. He's just one of those corners. You can throw it, you'll get some completions, but sooner or later, he's going to time it and read it right. And man, that was a great play by him.
45-yard run back. Aqib Talib steps in front of Dorsett. And what a magnificent return on top of it. Talib, 9th career interception return for a touchdown. Clearly one of the best at his position.
Well,
I mean, there's people out there, I saw something recently said he's the 30th best cornerback in the league, and I don't believe it.
Hey, look, I can only go by what my eyes tell me, but I watch him play. These are the things he does. He'll give up some plays outside, but sooner or later he's going to read it and time it, like I said, and he's going to get that interception. So he's just typical Bronco football team. This is what we saw last year. The game is what it is. It's tight. And then Wade Phillips, the defense, they're aggressive. They got so many guys that can make big plays, and Talib did it that time.
And here it is one more time. Tied for 4th now for most interception returns for a touchdown with Ken Houston, Aeneas Williams, and Deion Sanders. Early headlines around the league. The Steelers beat the Bengals. Roethlisberger threw 3 touchdowns. 24-16 Pittsburgh win. 2-0. Meanwhile, the Ravens were down 20-2 to the Browns and came back to win. Mike Wallace had a couple of touchdown catches. So did Danny Amendola. As Garoppolo had thrown 3 before he went out with a shoulder injury, and then they held on to beat the Dolphins by 7. And Carolina with a big game from Cam, bouncing back after its loss here against Denver. 10 points in the last 2 minutes and change, and the Broncos are up 10. Wanting to go way down the field, settles for the underneath sideline. Pass to Doyle.
Let me go back to that Talib interception, though, Jim, just for a second. Everybody's going, oh, this and that, and Andrew Luck. Hey, yes, he made a mistake. He threw the interception. But it's not a perfect game. And I promise you, when he let the football go, his guy looked open. And Talib just made a great break and beat the receiver to the football. So Colts have been in this situation many times. Now they have to overcome against one of the best pass rushing teams in the NFL.
2nd and 5. And a timeout called by the Broncos defense.
First, timeout. Denver. 30-second timeout.
There was a ceremony in the pregame here. The retired jerseys in Denver franchise. There's the Tripucka family. You saw Kelly Tripucka in the foreground, the former NBA great. Floyd Little. Their numbers have been retired, but they had never been put up on the board up there like the championship banners as well. John Elway. Those are the 3 numbers retired. 7, 44, and 18 with a special recognition to Peyton, who asked Frank Tripucka
that's cool.
if he could borrow that number, which he did. Mr. Tripucka passed away a couple of years ago, but he was the first quarterback, threw the first touchdown pass in AFL history, and the first 3,000-yard passer in professional football. That 18 Tripucka family members for that ceremony today. 2nd and 5, and that's batted down.
Wow, maybe that was a good thing.
Derek Wolfe. Could have been dangerous over there in the
It
flat.
could have been. It was, boy, they were flying to the football. But how about Derek Wolfe? Well, you can't sit there and say, oh, he has passes batted down. You can't get a higher release as a quarterback than Andrew Luck. Footballs are batted down because defensive linemen are pushing the offensive linemen back most of the time.
Got a 3rd and 5. Caught, but wrapped up right away by T.J. Ward. Ferguson have Ward on his back right away, and it's 4th down.
Rather just sitting back, T.J. Ward, he's a 3-level safety. He can blitz, he can tackle, he can cover. It's a blitz. It's man-to-man coverage. Boy, he timed it right, comes underneath. He knew the situation. Can't play it better.
McAfee has been under pressure twice today. This one sails out of bounds. Twelve and a half to go. Denver trying to get off to a 2-0 start. The Colts trying to avoid 0-2 for a third straight year.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Cialis. And by the all-new Honda Ridgeline for tough truck things and everyday things.
Well, this Colts defense now needs to take a stand. Margin is 10, 12 and a half remaining.
Yep, now, 10 points, still 12 minutes, over 12 minutes to go. But I would expect to see him play more man-to-man coverage to try to stop the runs.
Given to Anderson. Finds a seam and has 6. Maybe 5.
We talked about this offensive line. It's a little tougher, more aggressive. But watch the center, Matt Paradis. He has had some day blocking, run blocking, pass blocking. They've done a good job in all categories. And then you get a running back who breaks some tackles.
Remember a few years ago, they lost Noshawn Moreno to the Dolphins to free agency. As you see, Booker comes in for Anderson. Well, Anderson signed an offer sheet with Miami during the offseason, but the Broncos came back and matched it to keep him. Here's Booker. Bouncing off of one defender, settles for 1, maybe 2. We've got another update. Back to the studio in New York.
Hey, Jim, a confident Oakland team and call.
Here, Derek Carr to Michael Crabtree on 4th and 2 for the second week in a row and 4th down. Right there, you see it. Michael Crabtree ties up the game, 21-21. Last week was a 2-point conversion. This week, 4th down.
12 minutes left in regulation. Back to Jim Nantz.
Jack Del Rio, the former defensive coordinator here, he's not afraid to gamble a little bit with that 2-point attempt last week down in New Orleans, and then 4th and 2 in that situation. That game's tied. 3rd and 4. Simeon. And the flag is out as Thomas was trying to race past Cromartie.
Well, we were
Pass
right.
interference, number 31, defense. Ball in place at the spot of the foul. First down.
They gamble with the blitz, man-to-man coverage. Antonio Cromartie knows he has him outside. They get tangled up, takes him down.
Thomas with 4 catches for 79, and he's drawn a couple of pass interference calls. He was limited all week in practice with a sore hip, but he's looked pretty fine, pretty normal out there today.
Well, that hip is sore. I'd hate to see it when he's completely healthy because he is running well. We saw that on the screenplay.
That's a stop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time for Booker. Well, next Sunday we're back in the doubleheader business. Denver and Cincinnati is the headline game in the 1 o'clock window, and then most of the nation will see Pittsburgh at Philadelphia.
All right.
And it all gets started with JB, Boomer, Coach Cowell, Tony, and Bart, and the whole crew from Studio 43 in New York. Doubleheader next Sunday on CBS.
Will they run a bootleg?
Well, running away from the pressure and throwing it away, Simeon. Again, for some of you just joining us, the secondary for Coach Pagano. They had guys that were out coming in. You don't even have, in addition to that, T.J. Green, who was inactive, a safety who would be playing. Cromartie, he returned in this one. Melvin with cramps. Butler pulled a hamstring on what would have probably been an interception return for a touchdown. He just fell to the ground. 3rd and 10. Anderson. Oh, and a fine tackle. That's Farley with the tackle that'll force the Broncos offense off the field.
Well, that says something about this defense. Good job by them. And Denver playing it safe. They're just worried about the clock with a 2-score lead. But we were told, hey, Farley, don't worry. He'll never get in the game on defense. He's a special teamer. That tells you about all the injuries, everything. Good tackle by him that time.
Riley Dixon. Running again. He was their 7th round pick this year, the punter, after Simeon was their 7th round pick the year before. Just a net of 33.
Lucky sevens.
Well, last year was the 12th time the #1 ranked defense in the regular season made it to the Super Bowl. And 10 of those 12 times, the team with the #1 defense that got there won it. And they're right back to the same business. Little dump pass. And it's caught by Gore for a gain of 6. And that puts Luck over 100 yards. It took him until almost midway through the 4th quarter.
Tough day, some drop passes, a lot of throwaways, getting hit, getting sacked, moving in the pocket, and then just a tremendous play by Aqib Talib to put the Broncos up by 10.
Last week, Luck threw for 385 and 4 touchdowns. Here's the handoff. And Gore is stopped about 2 yards short of the first. Gore 13 carries, 43 yards.
Well, you know, Jim, last week it was Detroit, taking nothing away from them. It was at home for Indianapolis. But the thing about the Broncos, they do it in all 3 phases. In other words, they can rush the passer, they can cover, and they have a lot of little. Wade Phillips has enough gimmicks where if he needs to help out the talent of his defense, he can do it.
Third and a short 2. Blitzing again. Ward, he runs away from him. So Luck's able to jog for the first. He might got hit on the top of the helmet. Yep, that's going to be Stewart, who just got fined $18,000 for a hit last week.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 26 defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, it was a blitz. Andrew Luck had to get out of the pocket. T.J. Ward on the blitz, and this is a good call.
They're booing here. I don't know what they're booing. This is what's got to go in this league.
That's a good call. Here comes the blitz. Watch the blitz come up the middle. They do a good job. Nice job by Ryan Kelly, the rookie center. And then the late hit or the personal foul by Darian Stewart. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's not. It's just such a dangerous play.
Cam Newton would have liked to have that call a few times more often last week.
Some rough hits against him, too.
First down. He wanted to go way down the field. And the receiver's down. Hilton incomplete. Update time. JB and Coach back in New York.
Coach Cowher, convince me this is in the playbook.
Just in the playbook. Watch this right here. Ball punched into the air, but Justin Hardy takes it out of the air 8 yards from Matt Ryan. That touchdown was set up by a 46-yard pass to Julio Jones. Atlanta takes the lead over Oakland 28-21.
Jim and Phil, I'm not certain I'm convinced.
Wow, look at that. All right, fellas, thank you. Mid-4th here. 2nd and 10. Open Doyle inside the 40. Crashes down at the 32. He got away from Ward. Picks up 24.
They blitz. That time Doyle, number 84, nice move, goes across the field, stops it, goes back out. If you have time, these are great little options, well designed, but usually by the time you make that second move to go out, the pass rush is there.
Luck in trouble. Got it away. Got the pass there. got enough zip on it to find Frank Gore.
Man.
Avoids a sack.
Shane Ray made Andrew Luck get out of the pocket.
How much you got on that?
Yeah, well, it's an amazing throw, but you're in the part of the game. You got to take these chances. And a tremendous play by Andrew Luck. He's just so strong. Kind of reminds me of John Elway.
2nd and 4. Hilton, that's a good comparison too. You know, you're talking Stanford and Stanford. You're talking about first pick in the overall first pick in the draft back in '83. First overall pick in the draft, 2012. Move around a lot.
Yeah.
Great arms.
Great arms, yeah. I would say everything's almost equal except, man, John Elway had a special arm for his time. Must have felt good for Andrew Luck just to drop back, throw a football in rhythm, and have a wide open receiver. Field goal range, you got to know, don't take a chance. You need 2 scores.
Got the snap just in time. Guns it. Got Hilton. Ball's on the ground though. And let's see if they may. They're going to rule this incomplete now. Turned upfield to make the football move, as they say, and the ball was already out. And T.Y. is already appealing for a challenge. Let's see. These are the plays too, even though it wasn't like a bang in terms of contact. At regular speed, you might want to see. I don't know. They're not looking at challenging. What do you think, Phil?
Well, he's not. The hand on the body, does that mean there's contact going to the ground? If that hand counts at the last second, then that's an incomplete pass.
Okay, they're going to let it go.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
They may have slowed themselves down so much to find out if they're getting a word upstairs to throw the challenge flag. They got beat on a delay game. Here's the regular speed version.
Catches it. Looks like he has possession. He's falling forward. But the contact is why they ruled it incomplete.
And also, timeouts. If you lost the challenge, they're gold right now. That one's threaded. And Doyle has it at the 17.
Man, Justin Simmons all over him. Still with 3 timeouts. Don't have to go super fast here if you're the Colts, but you'd like to keep the pace up so it gives you a little more room for error, regardless if you score the touchdown or field goal against the Denver offense when they retake the field.
Need to get to the 9 for the first down. Luck has Hilton for the first.
Chris Harris on the off coverage. T.Y. Hilton in the middle. So when you're in the middle, you can go either way. And he does a little hop, cuts inside. Nothing that Chris Harris can do. And what really does it, what makes T.Y. Hilton get open is the fact that they get those tight formations. So defensive backs have to back off. Makes it easier for the receiver to make a move like T.Y. did.
Luck is looking very sharp on this drive. 6 out of 8. First and goal. Here comes a blitz. It's picked up. Able to shake off a hit. Now just throws it away. You can see the coverage Roby had on Bray in the end zone.
It's, you know, the running backs are so important in the NFL. They have to pick up the blitzes. They'll look down the field, but Brandon Marshall is the one. Nobody open there, that's for sure. There's the blitz. Brandon Marshall coming in. Beats Turbin.
Second and goal. Gore. Tiptoes. Touchdown. Reached out across the pylon. And the official standing right there says it's good for a score.
That was some drive. A lot of great plays. And how about that by Frank Gore? TJ Ward once again, nobody blocks him. He's free. He's still in.
Oh,
Football inside the pylon. That's a touchdown.
pretty good for 33 years old.
Boy, pretty good throw.
How
What a-
nimble
what
can
a-
he be?
Man, it's one of the reasons why he's still in the lead, because he's just one of those running backs. He is so nimble, so loose.
Wow.
Man,
Tremendous effort by Frank Gore.
tremendous effort by the offense, because Denver was trying to pressure him the whole drive, and they hung in there and got the touchdown.
Now the extra point. Vinatieri delivers it. 23-20. Broncos lead it. 4 minutes to go. Colts fighting back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. And by Subway Restaurants.
We're back getting set for the kickoff here as the Colts just scored their second touchdown of the half, and 4 minutes to go. The Broncos are playing this like they expect onside kick. They only have one deep, and that's at 20. He's at the 20.
They're not going to onside kick. They just want to make Denver nervous. I thought maybe they'd try a pooch kick and put him inside the 20.
With only one player back there, and he's at the 20. Why not just try to like squib it down to the 10 or something?
It's like a coach told me once. He says, "You guys got all the answers up there, so we can coach them up from up here." But I hear you. I would have done it though.
Thursday, your weekend starts right here. The Houston Texans take on the New England Patriots. Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network.
I think the big thing is here. There you look at that, at Houston against the Patriots. Looking forward to it. Can the Broncos now restart the engine on their offense?
They've got only 65 yards in the second half. Simeon. And there is a flag. He was trying to connect with John Phillips. And Winston Guy says, wait a minute, what did I do?
Interference, number 27, defense. Ball being placed at the spot of the foul. First
Hey,
down.
look. He's all over John Phillips. He's in position. But, you know, the old moment of the truth. When the ball's in the air, John Phillips, 27, is Winston Guy. Man. Okay. Calling it tight. I guess that's what we say, right, Jim?
21-yard penalty. Seen a couple like that today. Leave you shaking your head a bit. Simeon. Complete.
Beautiful.
Virgil Green.
Just stays back under pressure. Boy, Virgil Green comes up limping, but what a throw by Simeon. Looking left, turns, right on target between three defenders.
Eric Walden falling on Green, who limps to the sideline.
They still got to go. I mean, you looking at the clock, but still the 2-minute warning, 3 timeouts.
And look at the Colts run defense step up on Anderson. And timeout called by the Colts.
Team timeout. Indianapolis. 30-second timeout.
Chuck Pagano and the Colts will return home and host San Diego next Sunday. The Chargers are going to be coming in off a big blowout win over Jacksonville today, and then they will be going to London.
Yep.
To taking on Jacksonville at Wembley Stadium, only to come back and not have the bye on the back end of the London game, which is been kind of a traditional bye week for the teams that have played over there.
Well, apparently they kind of wanted it that way, and so they got what they wanted. But here in this game here, Chuck Pagano trying to preserve that extra, 40 seconds. That was a good timeout.
Brian Schottenheimer coming back after having a word with Andrew Luck, and here's the 2nd and 11. Drop back and throw. And it was headed toward Sanders, but the pressure impacted that release.
Yep, that time Darian Weems, the right guard, watch him get beat here. Kerr gets around him, and Simeon knows he's going to get hit. And you got to protect yourself, so he couldn't get the football far enough out there. Where's that Kerr?
Here's a big play right here, Phil. 3rd and 11.
Yeah.
Gets away quickly. It's Thomas. Look at the stretch. Oh, we're going to be interested to see where they mark this one. And was the knee down? They're going to say first down on the spot here.
Well, they blitz. Nice throw to Demaryius Thomas. Oh, he put his hand on the ground. That was some play. Nothing looks down. He reaches out. Hand still good.
It's all good.
In fact, I think they
mismarked him, shortchanged him by about a yard.
Yeah, you're right. They cheated him a good foot for sure. Big first down, big throw. You know what that was? Now the lack of depth, the players you need in the secondary, you blitz, you just have nothing behind it to back up. You play safe, and you give up a 3rd and long on an inside route.
Well, we have the timeout by the Colts, leaving them with 1. We go back to JB in New York.
Hey, Jim, some tenacious birds in Oakland.
Yeah, after a failed 4th down by Oakland, Tevin Coleman goes 13 yards out and now stretches the lead for Atlanta to 14 with 4:35 to go.
Back to Jim Nance.
All right, guys, that's a stunner. I mean, everybody hot on the Raiders improving this year. And their home opener coming off a road win week 1 at New Orleans. In Atlanta, up 14. Well, flags out and whistles and
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
I think the center forgot to snap count because everybody moved, but Paradis, watch everybody go. It's going to be a run to the right. Oh, sorry. Man. Well, it's better that way than it being the center quick snapping, nobody else knowing what's going on.
Paradis, who had to step up last year, and did a great job after sitting out his first year on the practice squad out of Boise State. 2nd and 14. Slipping to a tackle. That's Anderson. Gain of 13. His longest run of the game. And we reached the 2-minute warning. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and a ride aboard one of America's most powerful nuclear-armed submarines. Followed by the CBS primetime exclusive, The Case of JonBenet Ramsey. Plus NCIS Los Angeles. Tonight only CBS. 3rd and 1. 1 timeout for the Colts. Must make a play right here. And they do. Well, Jackson on top of that pile. Winston Guy came in as well. And now it's 4th down and decision time here for Gary Kubiak as Chuck Pagano calls his last timeout. So what do? Do you just go ahead and go for it and put the game away if you can pick up the yard? Do you kick the field goal and try to make the margin 6 but keep the Colts in the game with a 1-score margin?
Me, I kick the field goal. 6 points, kick it off in the end zone and make them go the length of the field.
With no timeouts.
With no timeouts. Well, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, he just made that call. Out comes McManus.
I mean, because would you have the courage, if you're going to go for it here on 4th down, I think you'd have to throw it with some type of play action or movement. Because if you run it, the Colts, who are stout up front, will have it so crowded up there that it would be tough.
So it'll be 35 yards for McManus, who's already made 3 today. And this one, 4 in a row. Missed one on the opening drive from 54 out. Comes back and starts that new streak we talked about. That's now at 4.
Well, you know what they've done? They built this team a certain way. They won a Super Bowl. It is a different team this year in a few respects. The offense has changed. But you get in a situation like this, you go, well, look, we got guys over there we're paying a lot of money to. They're all quite a few top-notch players. You put the game in the hands of your defense.
Yeah, you're talking about trust in the best defense in the game. And an offense that now out of timeouts. But there's still hope.
There's still hope. When you got Andrew Luck, a big arm, can move around. They got speed at receiver. But that was a big drive, too, by the Denver Broncos. Trevor Siemian hit a couple passes, whatever, managed it. Pass interference against Demaryius Thomas.
Remember last week, Luck, in that comeback from 18 down, he drove him down, got the lead with 37 seconds to go, only to see the defense not be able to close it out. And Detroit drive down, kick a field goal, and win. And his previous start before that was, talking about Luck, was against Denver last year, and he had a game-winning 4th quarter drive in that one. Luck did. Let's return for an update. JB and Coach.
Jim, Oakland heard you. There's no quit.
There's no quit. Derek Carr to Andre Holmes, 6 yards out, his 3rd touchdown of the game. That cuts the lead to 35-28 with 2:12 to go in the game.
Jim, Phil, and Tracy.
Well, a lot of fireworks. Thank you, fellas, for the Raiders for the 2nd straight week. They won a 35-34 game last week, down 35-28 today. And again, no timeouts. 151. Got to go 75 yards. Here comes Miller. The ball comes out. It's scooped up by Ray, and the Broncos put it away.
Man, Von Miller wasn't there all offseason, waiting for that contract. Now you know why they gave him that big contract, for moments like this.
How about Von Miller saying we're still in the moment? People want to say that it's a new season and this and that. He says, I still feel like it's all part of the same.
Yeah, well, I believe you.
It's a continuum.
It is. You can hear it from the crowd, the excitement.
This was almost a facsimile of the strip sack forced by Miller that resulted in Malik Jackson falling on the ball in the end zone for a touchdown in Super Bowl 50.
Tell you what was interesting, too, about Von Miller. There's Shane Ray, last year's #1 pick the year before. But it not being there the whole offseason, he said it just freshened me up. Just freshened my mind, body's healed. We've seen the effects. Broncos doing a smart thing here. Up 12, go for 2. Same situation we had the other night, except later in the game.
How about going back to the AFC Championship game against New England? This being the 4th game in this sequence, if you will, if it is all one continuing season, as Von Miller tried to tell us. Here's the 2-point conversion attempt, and it's good. It's Thomas. In these last 4 games for Thomas, starting at the AFC title game, he's got 8 sacks in these 4 games. Wow. He's got 3 forced fumbles and an interception.
Look how wide he is on the outside. So Joe Rice is really in such a tough position. If he went out there to get him, Von Miller was going to go underneath. And Andrew Luck, it happened so fast, had no feel for it. Boy. This is what you do, though. You put it in the hands of your defense.
Does this really look familiar?
Wow. He was trying to do it all. He won sack, fumble,
then there was this one. And that set up the final touchdown, that strip sack. And he held up the trophy and was named the MVP.
Yeah.
And he was rewarded with a big contract just a few weeks, a couple of months back.
I think the only thing he didn't win was Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
He won everything else. He had a great offseason.
Again tonight, what does a submarine with 200 nuclear warheads on it look like? Find out on the news story on 60 Minutes tonight. So the Denver defense scores 2 touchdowns.
Hey, that's it. All levels. The linebackers are tremendous. They can beat you with the pass rush, and they can beat you just with coverage. As we saw with Aqib Talib, we've seen many broken up passes today. Just a tremendous job again.
Over to Ferguson. He makes a nice little wiggle to get out of bounds on the first down. 2 touchdowns by the defense, both in the fourth quarter. And I thought, upon reflection, Talib running one back on Luck rang familiar. We dug out the book, and he did have a pick 6. So 2 of his 9 have come against Luck. That one, the first one, came back in 2012 when he was a member of the Patriots. We had done that game, and I thought, did we see this before? That was a long return that day. Over to Doyle. And the flag is out.
Well, I got to say, what an effort, though, today by the Colts.
Holding, number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
When you think of this game, so much talk about the defensive backs and all that. You know, you got almost 2 touchdowns given up by the offense. Well, the defense, with all those people hurt, they hung in there.
Well, the Colts are on their way to 0-2 for the 3rd consecutive season. Ferguson, and a flag as he gets out of bounds. He was battling with Brandon Marshall.
There's no foul on the play for a face mask. 2nd down.
These touchdowns in the fourth quarter to lead his 9th career return.
I like what you said. You know, how come he's always running towards the goal line, these interceptions? Because, and there's the sack, fumble, chain raise touchdown, because he's always, not always, but a lot of times he's watching the quarterback, so he is going forward at full speed as he reads the quarterback and receiver.
2nd and 12. Ferguson picking up some numbers and able to, again, fight his way to the sideline after another 6.
If you're Andrew Luck, you're down 14, just keep throwing it short.
Third down, 6 to go. And they got him again. It's Derek Wolfe. 4th sack of the game by the Broncos.
which happens so many times to this defense. They force the quarterback up. The tackles, the quarterback steps up. The inside tackles fall off their blockers, just like Derek Wolfe did, and get the sack.
Wade Phillips wants one more play by his defense. Now, clock will run as Allen has the first down. To think that when Wade Phillips got the job after Jack Del Rio takes the Raiders head coaching position, Wade Phillips set out all of 2014. Didn't get a job.
Nope.
And 21 defensive coordinator positions were filled before he got this one here in Denver.
Well, he called Gary Kubiak, and they thought about it. He says, look, I'm not going to wait long because last year he had a lot of offers, but he wanted this job, and it came through, and, of course, he came through for him, too.
12 players on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Too many men on the field for Denver. Meanwhile, Indianapolis can't find enough men to put on the field on defense with all these injuries.
Boy.
So, 25 seconds.
True.
Oh, that's Von Miller again.
Well, they double-teamed him. It's just what we talked about, though. Von Miller's on the outside. Tight end's going to hit him. Okay. Now the quarterback steps up. You know, Joe Wrights, he doesn't know that. Can't blame him.
3 sacks today. Orange Crush 2.0. What it is. A 34-20 final.